Retiring early as a European is not only possible, it's simpler than you think. As a financial coach, I've studied hundreds of Europeans who've actually done it, and I've noticed three goals that help them reach financial independence. So in this video, I will show you exactly what those three goals are and how to achieve them yourself, so that you can have the financial freedom to do whatever you want. But first, let me tell you about a mistake that cost my father 10 extra years of work. My father had a good job with a good salary, and he saved money every year. By the time he was 55, he could have retired, but he didn't. And honestly, it breaks my heart thinking about all those extra years he spent in an office when he could have been finally traveling with my mom and enjoying his free time. For him, retirement was simple. You have to work until 65, and only then can you enjoy your time. And that's exactly what he did. But here's what's crazy. That's what society tells us. Work until 70 or later, then enjoy your time. Even though in reality, most European pensions will never cover the lifestyle our generation actually wants. But the truth is, retirement is not an age target. It's a financial target. If you reach financial independence, you can retire at 60, 50, even 40. That's why the first goal is to define what financial independence really means to you. But how do you do that? Close your eyes for a second. Start by imagining how you would spend your time if money wasn't a concern. What would you do? Where would you be? For me, financial independence is traveling the world while working on projects I love at my own pace. For you, maybe it's spending every day with family and friends. For someone else, it could be devoting all their time to hobbies and passions. Here's the thing. Defining what financial independence really means to you, you will be chasing a real and personal goal that will motivate you instead of just waiting for the retirement age to come. And trust me, that makes all the difference. But here's what most people get wrong. They stop at the dream. Goal 1 is crucial because it's about getting the right mindset and defining your own vision of financial independence. But vision alone isn't enough. That's why goal 2 is so important. It's the first step to make that vision real. Because even if my father had defined his financial independence, he still wouldn't have known when he could actually quit his job. And most people keep working more years than they have to because they never calculate their financial independence number, which is your second goal. But how do you calculate this number? I've created a free calculator that does it for you in just a couple of minutes. It's linked in the descriptions so you can follow along with your numbers. Alright, let me walk you through a real example. First, we have our financial independence lifestyle cost. I will estimate 3,000 euros per month. Then your savings, let's say 100,000 euros. Net income, 60,000 per year. Expected income growth, 2% per year. Savings rate, 35%, so it's 21,000 per year. Investment return, 9%, the long-term market average. Passive income, 0 for now. Withdrawal rate, 4%. That's based on the widely used 4% rule. This rule basically says you can safely withdraw 4% of your total savings each year without running out of money. But since it's not an exact science, I also add a 50% safety margin, so we stay on the safe side. Think of this like an engineer building a bridge. You don't just calculate the exact weight it needs to hold. You add extra strength to account for unexpected situations. Inflation, 2.5%. Capital gains tax, 26%. That's the taxation on the return of your investments. 26% is the most common value in Europe, but it might be different in your country. So be careful about it, because it can make a big difference. And there it is. In this case, my financial independence number would be 3.5 million euros, which I would reach in 26 years. And I know what you're thinking. That's way too much money. I will never make it. But that's exactly why there's a third crucial goal you have to reach. Because it will drastically reduce the amount of money you will need. Think about this for a second. When you picture your financial independence, you probably don't see yourself lying on the couch all day watching Netflix. Most likely, you see yourself spending time with family and friends, traveling, working on projects or hobbies you're passionate about. The truth is, nobody really wants to do nothing forever. In fact, many regret quitting their job because they lose their sense of purpose. And that is one of the biggest hidden risks of early retirement. The secret is to find something you truly enjoy doing. It will keep you feeling fulfilled, and it can also help you retire early. Let me show you how powerful this is. Imagine you do something you enjoy, like teaching kids football, and it actually starts bringing 1,000 euros per month. That would be great, right? And since you're doing it out of passion, it doesn't even feel like a second job. Imagine now that this passion helps you bring some money in during your retirement. This would mean that you would need less money to live your life, right? Let's see it using the example from before. Let's say that in 5 years you start getting an extra 1,000 euros per month doing this thing that you love. Your target would drop from 3.5 million to only 2 million, and see you 7 whole years of work. And with just 500 euros more, it would take 11 years less. That's insane, right? That's why your third goal is to build a second income stream from a skill you actually enjoy. Not as a side hustle, not as a second job, but as a passion that can help you support your lifestyle. This has huge benefits. You will need less money to retire. It cuts down the time you need to reach financial independence. You will be doing work you genuinely enjoy and gives you purpose. And you can do it at your own pace, on your own terms. But how do you find and develop the right skill for you? Look for a skill that lives at the intersection of these three things. Something you enjoy, something you're good at or can become good at, something people are willing to pay for, but that's not oversaturated. So here in the middle, there's your sweet spot. There are thousands of potential skills. For me, it's teaching personal finance to Europeans. For my girlfriend, it's designing websites. For you, it might be coaching kids football, or maybe running photography workshops. You can even use ChatGPT to brainstorm potential skills tailored to your strengths and interests. Once you've found your skill, dedicate time to mastering it. That might take 1 year or maybe 5. It depends on the skill you choose. And don't worry about the time it will take. What matters most is that you will stay consistent and have fun with it. And here's the key. You don't need to become the world's best. You just need to be good enough that people are willing to pay for your help. Then find a way to monetize it. Freelancing, teaching, consulting, a part-time job, whatever fits your lifestyle. This way, not only will financial independence come faster, the journey itself will be a lot more fun. The thing is, none of this works if your financial foundations aren't solid. As a financial coach, I see it all the time. Europeans who dream of retiring early but get stuck because they can't control their spending and don't know how to save and invest. And without those foundations, financial independence is just impossible. So if you want to retire earlier and actually build your dream life, watch this next video where I will show you how to build these solid financial foundations to make it happen.